Hey everyone, just a quick little casual more video here. I just kind of wanted to look into the Wetlands DLC with the final species being revealed in just about 5 hours from when I'm recording this. I've just been theorizing about what the final species could be throughout the day, and I've had some thoughts and a few little revelations, and I just wanted to share those with you, see if I get my predictions correct, and just share what I think it can be, what it definitely can't be, and yeah, just a few things like that based on this image right here. So you may have seen it before in other people's videos. We got the Irritator, the Ostroraptor, and then the mystery species over here. And what caught my attention wasn't so much this silhouette here, although we'll get into that. Rather the name. If I just go to the next slide, what it was when we just had the Irritator, and go back, you'll see that the Ostroraptor's name basically perfectly aligns with the highlight here, and just excuse how the put the title for the Ostroraptor there twice. I cut it out to just check that it was how it aligns with here, and I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, so counting the pixels here and comparing it to what we have for the Ostroraptor, I was like, we can get a really good guess of how long this species name is going to be, and it's basically either got the exact same amount of characters or one more at the most. So it's going to be a species of 12 or 13, and it just decides on where you. And that just depends on where you think this starts. So if you say the species name starts on this set of pixels here that are being pixelated, then it has 15 pixels across, whereas this one has 14. And if you take a look at, if you start from here, they've got the same. But I am leaning towards it being one more character because over here there's about 3 pixels before we reach the end of the line, and here there's only 2. So I think the safest bet for how long the species name is going to be is 13 characters, but it definitely can't have less than 12, and that means a lot of fan favorites not in this pack, including these 4 beautiful crocs: Dinosuchus, Sarcosuchus, Caprosuchus, and Prososaurus. None of them can be in the pack. I would be very surprised if they are. It'd just be a really, I don't know why they would have blurred it like that, because all of these have less than 12 characters in their name. So, yeah, unless they've chosen a different language for it for some reason. Yeah, it's not going to be these species, sadly. Fan favorites, but they're just not making the cut this time. Hopefully later, though. And the other main species I want to touch on here is the Ludosaurus, semi-aquatic, kind of like hadrosaur, ornithopod. Looking guy who became really popular after the Ostroraptor got revealed, and Evo said that it's not what we expect, which I'll get into later with another quote from Best in Slot. But yeah, again, less than 12 characters here, so Ludosaurus not going to be in the pack. What it could be, though, and I have seen thrown around, is Pelicanomimus, which has 13 characters. So that it could be this. However, I'll get into 2 quotes in a sec, which make me think it's not Pelicanomimus, and why I do think it is actually still a croc that we're getting in the final species slot. And these 2 quotes right here from Best in Slot: next dinosaur, wink wonk, in reference to his next video, saying it's going to go ready to reveal the next dinosaur, wink wink, although it sounded like wink wonk. Regardless, clearly alluding to the fact that it's not a dinosaur. And Evo saying it's not on people's wish list, she didn't expect it, something along those lines. I think was just referring to the 4 main crocs that people were speaking, and that it is a weird species of croc, or one of 2. And I've narrowed it down to these 2 species, one assuming it has the same amount of characters, and one assuming it has the one more character, and they're both very similar species. And those are the Stomatosuchus, which has 13 characters, and Leganosuchus, which has 12 characters. The Leganosuchus being the more well represented in the fossil record. Stomatosuchus is basically like reconstructed based off the Leganosuchus, but just from the different fossils. Both being Cretaceous crocodilomorphs. I know Stomatosuchus is from Egypt, but I can't tell you off the top of my head where Leganosuchus is from. But both are really cool. I especially would hope it be Stomatosuchus, just because I think the pelican pouch is like really cool. It's a really different morph, like not morph, but body shape to a crocodile, and I think that makes it more likely even without the character stuff. Because a lot of the criticism I saw about adding big crocs is that they just had the same. They just look like crocodiles that we have today, which are bigger, which I don't see a problem with. Crocodiles are awesome, but I do kind of get where they're coming from. They, it's a Jurassic game. Want to see some different things to what you'd see in just a regular zoo game. And I think these guys have different enough silhouettes that I think they fit both sides of that argument. So I'd really love to see these guys. And they also, like I said, they fit the bill of the characters. And I don't think I've never seen any of these two species on anyone's wish list. So they fit, and they're not a dinosaur, so they fit what Evo said, they fit what Best and Slot said, and they fit the image with the Ostroraptor text. And the final bit of evidence for it is a croc is coming back to this silhouette here. And I want to go ahead and draw and kind of show you how I think this is a croc. So what we're going to have to do here is take this over here as the snout of the croc. It's got its jaw open over here, or if it's the Stomatosuchus, that's the pouch. That's the head. It's kind of coming around there. And his body's going all the way back around over here. And that's his tail light over there. Legs are coming over here. And the juvenile is either hiding in here, or it's this little pixel over here. Because a lot of crocodilians do carry their young on their head, or in their mouth. So it could be in here, with a social animation similar to the baryonyx, or it could be sitting on top of its head, and it goes for a swim across the deep water with its mama, which would be adorable either way. But I do think this silhouette best fits a croc. I have tried to find other things, but yeah, excuse the bad drawing, but you can kind of see what I'm saying here with this being a crocodilomorph that we're actually seeing here. So yeah, those are my predictions. Hope you enjoyed. Again, very different to my other videos, but hopefully you guys like my little ramble there, my little theorization. And we'll see how I go in a couple of hours. But just wanted to get it out there in case I was spot on and be like, I told you. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to give it a like, I'm not really too fussed with how well this video goes, but it's always appreciated as always. So thank you, bye-bye, and I'll see you in the next speed build.